so it looks like we're ready to go here. We'll wait for the green light. So here's red. And we're green. And we're off and running here. Okay, and we'll do our best to avoid any sort of silliness. Just went too slow, I couldn't slow down. I'm sure I picked up a little bit of damage, but it doesn't seem too bad.
Car right. Still there. You're in the
Looks
middle,
like
3 wide.
we're getting
Right
past,
side
so
clear all round.
I don't know if there was more damage than
Right side.
I thought, or we just got really bad through Eau Rouge there. Let's see how the car handles coming up through these corners.
There's an incident in Lake Coupe. Looks like it's Arriera.
Whoa.
Yellow flag. Watch out. Car right. Clear right.
There's a lot of messing around here. Another car flipping off the side there.
Turn 9.
Let's just keep ourselves alive.
Left side.
Keep to the inside here.
Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left. Car right.
Oh!
Clear right. Car left. Clear left.
So it looks like we're picking up a lot of points here through no fault of our own, really. The car almost slid out for me there, so I don't know if that's just cold tired or damage. There's a lot of cars out. Here's another car going. Just stay nice and slow.
Turn 13. You think it might be Anderson?
We'll see what our next lap is like. If I survive all this, I'll stay out of the pits here. Or we'll see what our straight line speed is like here.
There's an incident in Gambus. You think it might be Alan?
I won't attack you, let's just try and catch everything.
I think our straight line speed is actually quite slow, so I'm going to pull into the pits here and get our car fixed
Nice people, what the hell?
to see if we can salvage this race. Our car is just moving way too slow for us here, and we'll get killed on these straightaways.
I didn't know there was 9 people on line, man. What the hell?
The car in front is pitting. Lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour. Box in 270 meters. You've got plenty of fuel.
Okay. So now just looking for our pits here.
100 meters.
Okay, I see our guy. There's a lot of people in the pits. Okay, and we're out and repaired. We get one free fix.
Exit's clear. Push.
Yeah, cheers, Richo. Yeah. I'd say we definitely needed that. I can feel the power back in the car now.
Looks like Alan.
So, Richo, you were asking me earlier whether I'd go PS4 or PS5 or Xbox. I go PC, man. This game is PC only. I really, really like it. It's a lot of fun. With a great community behind it as well. A lot of really good racing. So let's see if we can catch up to the pack here. Looks like we're in 10th, so maybe out of a few freebies, if I can stay 10th or above, I'll be happy with that.
Has increased to 8.7.
So we're looking at Samuel ahead of us, who's 8.8, and Julio, who's 52 seconds behind us. So there's no pressure coming from behind. All the pressure, any pressure is going to be what I put on the person ahead of me. So it's a matter of surviving these cold tires here for the next 2 laps as we pit it in again. And then trying to get some decent laps down and put some pressure on Samuel, who's 9.2 now, who's really gaining on us. Although I hadn't done that section too well there.
The leader's just done a 251.48.
So yeah, so I think pitting in there was a good option. I'm fired, am I? Oh no. I think I did pretty good to minimize the damage that was and the carnage that was going on out there. It would have been really easy to bin the car, and one of the big issues is if you bin the car to the point where it can't be driven back to the pits, you have to tow it, and it takes forever. And we'd probably still be sitting in the pits right now waiting for the car to come back around, especially on this track because it's so big. The tow times back to the pit are just insane. So if you can keep on the lead lap, which I think we've done. So it looks like I'm in 11th now anyways. Okay. But sure, if I was my crew chief, I'd fire me too. Okay, so here we go through Rouge. Let's see if we can get a nice lap here and then start stringing some decent times together. Slid the car there a little bit. I don't think I lost a ton of time. So we're 10.4 seconds behind Samuel now, who's in 10th place, and we're still 57.8 seconds ahead of Armando.
The gap in front is now 10 seconds.
Sliding it all the way through here. Finally a nice section there, I think. And this corner is a funny one as well. It's hard to kind of get the same consistent line on for me anyways. It seems so so many options for how you could take the corner, where you could brake, and there's no obvious reference for braking. Really feeling it sliding there. I took a 1x there, so we're up to 7 of 17.
The track limits.
So we got to limit them X's. And I've done that section all wrong there. All wrong. So we're really losing time on Samuel, but there's no pressure behind us, so as long as we keep the car on the track, don't make any massive mistakes, we're still in this thing. So it's 9 laps. We're on the 3rd lap at the moment. Our last lap was 3:07, which is not where we want to be realistically. We want to be down in the 252s, 251s. Our tires are a good temp there. I was able to keep the foot to the floor all the way through that corner. Sorry, I saw you had a message up there, Rich. I'll read it now as I get up here. Yeah, I was considering staying out, Richo, but as I got to the straightaway down the back there, before I got to the bus stop, I think it was quite clear that my car was really slow in the straight, so it must have been the front wing damage from the initial contact I had before the first corner. But yeah, it was good that I had you agreeing with me there. definitely helped sway my decision to go in, which was most definitely the right thing to do, because I probably would have lost 10 seconds trying to keep the car out.
The gap to Anderson ahead is now 11 seconds.
And I'm so far ahead of the people behind me anyways that it really makes no difference. It's more about keeping up with the people in front of me, so took that a little too fast there. So up to third. Keeping that in. Didn't get a 1x there, that was very close. It's tough to entry to this corner here. Keeping the skip barber stable going into that corner is really difficult. It really wants to slide. That back end wants to come around before the front end of the car. Yeah, and that's true, Richo. Those cars were flying past me on the straight after Eau Rouge. I didn't know whether that was because I took Eau Rouge poorly or something, but you're right, it was just the front wing damage. Because in this car, you're pretty much going flat out up through that corner, up through that chicane, so it's kind of hard to take it difficult unless you get on the wrong line and you have to take your foot off the gas, which wasn't the case there. But sometimes if you do slide the tires a little bit, you tend to lose a little bit of momentum that you just can't get back on that straight, and you're just like, people are passing you and there's nothing you can do. You feel like you're walking. Okay, so we're on lap 4 of 9. We're coming up to 5 and 9. I'm not really going too heavy into this corner here. I'm just taking everything nice and easy, trying not to make too many mistakes. So we're gaining. We got 10 seconds. Samuel actually passed Doug Anderson 6, who we're chasing now.
That's the fastest lap of the race. You've just done a 2:52.06.
Okay, so we got a 2:52, our fastest lap, as Jim just said there. 2:52.056, so we're getting down into the right territory of what we want to be doing. We're on lap 5 now. We got 4 laps to go. See if we can make any further improvements, or even just hang on and maybe gain a freebie position if something happens to somebody else. We'll be there right to pounce on it. And Armando's made up a bit of a second on us behind us, but he's still 56 seconds back. So there's no worries there unless I have an accident of some kind, which I hope to avoid at all costs. I think I've been taking the approach to this corner a little too fast, so I just want to take it a little more gingerly now and try and drive out of it quicker. I think that's a much better section there from me. That back end just wants to come around, fighting it the whole way. Okay, and that's a much better section too.
The gap's now 10 seconds.
Okay, we're staying with Anderson. Actually says he's 10.4 on my relative here. We may have just
push, or we'll lose this place.
yeah, we may have just had ourselves a little too far back to be back with the action, which is not great, obviously.
This car is Anderson.
Sorry, I'm just listening to Jim there. Not great, obviously, for us. Because there's no cars around us, it's probably not the most entertaining race to watch, but I think it gives me the opportunity as my first race in Spa of the week to try and get some consistent times down, risk-free with other cars around. And hopefully we get a small iRating gain out of this. I'm not sure if we will or not. We may just break even. Looks like there is a back marker in the pits, so hopefully we're out and around this person before they get out.
10th position, halfway home, fuel's good.
Okay, looks like we're out and around that person. So we gained a freebie position there. So that person that's in the pits there obviously had an accident out on the track somewhere. So let's see if we can capitalize on this and hang on to this position. They're already 30 seconds back from us. And they're out on the track now at 35 seconds behind us. So hopefully we can hang on to this position. We're on lap 6 of 9 now. Down to second for this corner. Accelerating up the whole way through into third, sliding the car around through this. Into fourth, and we'll be coming down into second again as we go downhill. Again, my picking an earlier braking point seems to be helping me get this car around this corner here now. And accelerating faster out, coming a little wider. Third, up on the curb, getting myself as much angle at this corner as possible.
Front is now 10 seconds.
And we've been making up time on Anderson again. Maybe the key is to not focus on it and just focus on our own laps. Put down some good times, good laps. I'm starting to do these sections the way I'd expect for myself here as well. Up to fifth, going down to third with some sliding corners here. Still not getting that corner perfectly. That's a little better there. This is always a dangerous corner to push. It's easy to go out and pick up 1X on the outside there. But it also sets you up for this straightaway here.
249.85.
Okay, as we come around this, keep the foot to the floor, stay in fifth. That's one spot where you see people lose it. If you take that just slightly wrong, it's easy to go off the track there. Taking this nice and easy through this part here, no mistakes. So Marcello is 32 seconds behind us. And Doug Anderson is 9.4 in front. Down to first, didn't take that very well there. So we're on lap 7 of 9 now. So 3 to go. Just crossed the start finish. Our last lap was a 2:52.184, so we're in the right ballpark of times. I'm not lighting the boards up or anything, but that's where we need to be competitive with the my current iRating at the moment. So 10th is probably a good position for us. Unfortunately, we didn't make our way through some of the messing about that was going earlier. Could have gained more positions, obviously, if I didn't have to pit in. But we did escape some of the messing that was going on. Could have been a lot worse. Seemed like it was a lot worse for a lot of people. So I think we did pretty good to keep ourselves on the lead lap and stay in this race. And that's part of the trick when you're playing iRacing is getting through those havoc first laps and just staying in the race. And then
Is now 9.6 seconds.
everybody is just trying to figure out where they are and kind of get their tires up to temp and just start putting down some consistent times. And until that happens, anything is possible. That was very close to picking up a 1X there. We didn't, thank goodness. Okay, that's a little bit better there for that corner. That's what we want. Very nice indeed. Back down to third. I'm taking this corner a little too slowly, I think. That's a little better. A lot of conversation and thanks going on up there. Don't know what's happening. But thanks very much for sticking with the race. If you're out there watching, please like the channel and follow the channel if you want to see some more racing going on. You'll get notifications when I go live. The new schedule is just up now, so I'm going to go live at 10 p.m. Irish time on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and that's 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific.
P9, 2 laps left.
So we're in P9. I can see somebody in the pits there. So something's obviously after happening. And they're still in the pits, so it doesn't look like we have to race them. And they're back out now, 16 seconds behind us, so I think considering where we were on lap 1, if somebody offered me P9, I'd take it. We're not there yet, though. We're on lap 8 and 9. Anything can happen in this game, as most of you well know. So we're just going to play it nice and easy. We got 15 second gap between us and the car behind us.
The gap to Anderson ahead is now 9.3.
We were gaining a good bit on Anderson. It seems like he's pulled a bit of time back there. Third and around this corner. This one is dangerous. Every game I've played Spa, and from all the way back to me, and I've just lost audio. Oh, I hear it coming out of my machine.
Track limits.
I don't know whether or not you can hear me. That's disaster. I've lost audio in my ears. But I can just barely hear it coming out of my streaming machine. Maybe I tugged on the cable.
The car in front of us is now Anderson.
So we got an 11-second gap over the car behind us. So they've made up a good bit of time with all that messing about there.
There's a car leaving the pit lane.
Okay, so here's our last lap. Taking the best, I'm struggling a little bit to hear my own car. So the car that's actually in front of us right now is a back marker.
The gap behind has now decreased to 11 seconds.
10 seconds to the car behind us, so we should be able to, without any disaster here, hold them off. which is now 11.5 seconds. You must have made a mistake. So here we go down to second here. Cut tire up on the curb, same on this side. Into third, slide it around. Into fourth, we're going to come into second here with my earlier braking point. We've been using the whole race, or second half of this race. Okay, nicely done. Take this section nice and easy, as it's an easy one to get wrong on the last lap. Don't want any mistakes. Hold on to that P9 if we can. Very close to getting a 1X there. We didn't get it though. Thank goodness. And didn't get it there either. So here we come down the back straight for the last time. I'm most definitely taking my foot off a little bit here.
Thank you.
No point in risking that. See some fireworks going off. They've obviously crossed the start finish. And there we have it.
P9. Okay, it's over.
P9. Okay, we'll take that. Let me just stop the car here.